Here, there we are. Well, hi, everybody. I'm Lisa with Musicplay, and I'll be your moderator this afternoon. Today, we have Stacy Werner presenting the first of 4 Musicplay mentorship webinars. Today's session is all about getting started and core skills. So I want to give a warm welcome to you, Stacy. We're certainly looking forward to your session.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. And I'm really excited today to teach all of you all the magic of MusicplayOnline. And today we're going to really focus in on getting started and the core skills. Before we begin, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you teachers for coming out and watching this, because I know this is probably our busiest time of year. And I hope that doing these sessions will save you time as you navigate the platform throughout the school year and make things easier for you. So I thought today we would start with a game, because MusicplayOnline, that is the core of our program, is the games. And one of my favorite games is Plansies Clapsies. So this one goes like this. I'll sing the song for you first. Plansies Clapsies, twirl around to backsies, right hand, left hand, toss it high, toss it low, touch your knee, touch your toe, touch your heel, and through you go. So I like this singing game because it uses a prop. And whenever you have a prop in your music classroom plus a challenge, you're going to have really good student engagement. So the challenge with this one is using a beanbag. So if you have anything around you right now that you can throw and catch that won't break easily, stuffy or something close by, feel free to grab it and try out the challenge with us here today. So for Plansies, you're just going to throw, and I have a really mini beanbag today, so hopefully you can see it okay. For Plansies, it's just a plain throw. You go like this, Plansies. And then for Clapsies, you're gonna throw and do a clap in between. Clapsies. And then twirl around. You're gonna try to twirl your hands around before catching the beanbag again. Twirl around. And then backsies, you touch your back. 2 backsies. Then right hand, you throw and catch with your right hand. Right hand, then left hand. Left hand, toss it high. You can make the choice to let the students throw and catch it as high as they can, but sometimes that can get a little crazy. So sometimes I tell them to kind of throw it with their hands up higher. So toss it high and then toss it low, toss it low. Now here's the fun one. So I'm gonna have to stand up for this one. You toss and you touch your knee. Touch your knee and then touch your toe. Touch your toe. I don't know if you can see all of me right now, but I'm gonna go for the heel next. Touch your heel. And then for through, you go around your knee like that. And through you go. So I haven't done this game for a while. I'm gonna give it a try singing and doing the movement for you. Give it a try if you are feeling up to it today. So Plansies, clapsies, twirl around to backsies, right hand, left hand, toss it high, toss it low, touch your knee, touch your toe, touch your heel, and through you go. I did it today, yay! So the idea of this is, with many of the reading songs and games on MusicplayOnline, is that the students are experiencing the music and playing before we begin to label the concepts. So this comes from the Kodai framework, the idea of a sound before symbol approach. So that's just a really fun game to get your students active and moving and having fun in those first couple weeks of school. So I highly recommend trying that one out with your students. Okay, so let's dive into those core skills today. So we're going to just start with the basics here. So logging in. So when you log into MusicplayOnline, you're going to need to click on the educator on the far right-hand corner of the window. And when you click on that, it's going to go to another screen where you put in your email and your password, or you can log in using a Google account. Now, I included on the bottom of every slide of this presentation today a help article or video if you are ever having troubles with any of these things. So the slides today will act as your handout, and you can go back to these and refer to these if you're ever having any troubles with any aspect of MusicplayOnline. So hopefully we're all at the stage now where we've logged in and we're ready to get our account ready for the school year. And one of the first things that you should do is getting your student access. And to do this, you need to generate a student code. So right now I'm going to switch now onto Musicplay Online, and I'm going to leave the slides. Now you can refer back to these slides later on as you need to, but I really want you to see the website and be able to navigate the website well. So I'm just going to switch my window here. And here I am now on Musicplay Online. And I just need to make myself a little smaller here so I can see what's on my screen. So to generate the student code, you need to go into Dashboard and select Student Code, and then select Generate Class Code. So now that's going to give me a code. And what this code does is it's going to attach onto the URLs up here. And then whenever you share a link with your students, they're going to be able to have access to that. And so it's really great for things like games. You just have to copy and paste that link, and then they can access the game. So let's just go, for example, let's go into a game really quick here. Just change that to English. And let's say we want to share the Coconut Chaos game with our students. So you can see up here now that I have an access code. And my access code is now attached onto all those URLs. So I can copy this link here. And then whatever learning management system I am using, so I could go into my Google Classroom and then share that link with the students. And then when they log in, a window is going to show up and they just need to click on a link that will say access some fun. They don't even need to put the code in. It will generate it for them automatically. So it's very handy. It's very kid friendly. I've used it many times with my students and it's so easy and to share. Really, Musicplay did a great job on this feature. So that's the first thing you should do once you get logged in, is get that student code generated. So next I wanted to show you the search tool. So the search tool on Musicplay, you can do it in a variety of ways. So we could start with doing a song. So let's say I want to search for the song BB Bumblebee. I can type that up on the top here. Or if I just even want to search in general the word Bumblebee and I'm looking for that theme. So I'm going to search for Bumblebee songs. I select, write it up here, and then I click on search. And then it's going to give me a whole bunch of different options here. So I can filter this down further using this filter over here where I can filter by content. So if I select songs, it's just going to show me all of the Bumblebee song choices. If I select learning modules, which we'll get into a little bit later, it's going to show me where and what week that it's going to show up for Bumblebee. So we can kind of see that they're going to come up in the spring, in March, April. In practice, there's nothing there for that one. Games, don't believe we have any Bumblebee games. Toolbox. And then our classical music listening kits. Yes, there is something there for Bumblebees as well. And then in units, oh, we can find that in the spring unit. And then instruments, there is some Boomwhacker word highlights for Bumblebees. And then under activities, there's lots here. So lots of different projectable slides. And these would also be found within each of the songs as well. And then under documents, isn't anything there for that one. So that's one way that you can use the search tool. Another way is you can use the filters. So if I want to add a filter, let's say I'm looking for something of a specific concept. So let's say I want to narrow things down for myself and I'm just trying to figure out how to teach a certain concept that's in my curriculum. So let's narrow things down into rhythm. And let's say I want to teach about half notes. So I can click here and narrow that down. And sometimes it just takes a moment for this one to load. but it will show me all the songs and activities that are available that have that concept. So there it is. Now, sometimes I find with the language filters, it's really good to switch to English. I don't speak French very well. And then from here, again, I can filter the content type. So let's say I'm looking for songs that teach half notes. I can click here for songs, and it's going to narrow that down for me. Let's say I want to look at practice. Oh, it's narrowed that down for me too. Okay, so you can use the search tool to search a specific theme or concept, or narrow things down by concept in the filters. Okay, and then let's get into the different sections of Musicplay Online here. So right now we're on the Discover page. So this is the landing page for Musicplay Online. And in addition to the searching on the top, it provides a lot of quick links to other content. So you could also go right to a grade level. So I can click here and go right to grade 1. And again, the supporting resources will show up first, and then you can filter the content along here. So I could click here, and then I get all of the grade 1 songs. I can also go by collection. So maybe I'm looking for pop, Broadway, and movies, and it will give you all of those songs, learning modules that you can go into. Now, I just want to make this note. Make sure when you see a view all that you click it, because sometimes things are hiding and there's some really great things behind those view alls. So we can also see there's collections of musicals and reviews, music around the world, and lesson planning there for you. So it's also going to show you what was recently viewed. And then you can also explore the content by creator. So I can click on my face here. And there's all the resources that I have on Musicplay Online. And then you can also see the featured August content. And then it's also going to show you things that are new and recently updated on this landing page. Okay, so let's go into one of my favorite parts of Musicplay Online, the song list. So this song list here, so this left-hand menu here will guide you through all the other sections on the site. So if we go into song list, this list right here now has every single song on Musicplay Online, which is a lot. So again, you can narrow things down over here. So maybe I just want to see the grade 3 songs. Okay. And then here it's going to tell you the language. It's going to show colors to tell you what grade level it is. So you can kind of see along here what the colors are for each grade level. It's also going to tell you different tone sets, rhythms that are used within that song, and then any other notes. So sometimes there's things about social emotional learning, or if that is an ORF-based song. Also great to take a look at the general song list, because a lot of these songs are not always in the modules. And there's some really great songs in here, really cute songs, lots of new songs by John Jacobson and other authors and creators that you can take a look through. And again, just so much there. Okay, so let's go back to the landing page. Oh, you know what? I just want to show you quickly when you do click on a song. So if you're in on number concentration here, you can see all the resources available just for that song, all the interactives, supporting resources. And then I just wanted everybody to be aware of this here, these teacher tools. If you go into the song activities, this is the original textbook of Musicplay. And so it goes through a little bit more in detail about the teaching process and the suggestions of how to go through and play that game. So there's a lot of notes in there that I think sometimes get missed. And I know us as teachers, we're having to work really, really quick. And we don't have a lot of time, and we don't have the time to sometimes to read through these, but they are really, really helpful, especially if you are new to using the program. And it just kind of gives you the feel of what Denise's process was for doing the games, and then labeling the concepts, and then reinforcing that and doing the creative activities after. So I just want to show you also on the song list, if you want to filter this down. So let's say in grade 3, you're looking for Thanksgiving songs. So I can filter that down to grade 3, and then I can still use the search tool at the top. And if I type in Thanksgiving, then I get some of the Thanksgiving songs that are more age appropriate for the grade 3 students. So again, too, you can use that filter tool and the search tool in different ways. And if you're in certain sections, it will narrow down that search more for you. Okay, so we're back at the landing page. Next, I wanted to go through a little bit about my lists. I am going to go much more in detail on my lists in our session next week of how to make your customizable lesson plans. So my list was a feature that we put in place a couple of years ago. Teachers were asking for it, and we made it happen. And I love my list. It's so great for saving your own content and helping you organize everything on Musicplay Online. It's also amazing for getting subplans ready to go. I can get subplans done in 10 minutes. So when you go into my lists, I have a new account here, so I don't have any lists yet, but I'm just going to quickly show you today how to make a my list and just how to add something very quickly. So we're going to click on add new, and let's just make this we're going to title our list my list sample. Okay, and we want it to be English, and then you can make the visibility private to just you and your students. So if it's maybe a list of things you want your students to practice for a concert that you want to share with them through Google Classroom, that would be a good option. It's also shareable with anyone with an active teacher license. So maybe you've made a really great lesson plan that you love and you want to share with one of your coworkers. And then there's also only visible to you in a private list. So let's do this one. We'll do shareable with anyone with an active teaching license. Okay, and then, sorry, I just got to move myself out of the way again. And then we click add list. And now that list is created. Now to add into that list, let's say I go back to number concentration here, and I want to do this song with my students, and I want to have them learn the lyrics first. So what I do is I'm going to click into the lyrics slide, and then up here it has that option, add to my list. So when I click here, oh, my list sample is there. I can add in a title, so number concentration, and then I can add in some teaching notes, teach the lyrics, and I click add to list. Okay, now when I go back to my lists, I'm going to need to refresh. So if you ever find that the things on my list are not adding on right away, go up to the top and refresh your browser. Oh, and look, there it is. So I can continue to add more procedures to my lesson as well as external links. So if I want to make a title, I can add links from YouTube or any other place that I am going to find lessons and teaching notes as well. So again, we'll go through more detail about this as well as organizing it into folders once we have a little bit more time in the next session to go through that. But take some time and explore it. And it's very user-friendly. I found it very easy to use, and give it a try. And then maybe next week too, we can talk about if anybody's having any issues and maybe troubleshooting some things with that. All right. Now along the side here is the learning modules. This is a great place to start if you are new to teaching music, if you just need a little bit more guidance of what to teach each week. So the learning modules, it looks like this when you come in. So again, you may want to filter out some of the content. So let's say I just want to focus in on grade 1 right now. So I click on grade 1, and then I can see here that it has a variety of lessons. Now, one thing that we've had to do at Musicplay Online is everybody starts school at different times. Like in Canada here, we're not starting until September 2nd, but we also went right till the end of June. So I'm still on summer break here, but I know a lot of our American teachers have already started up. So these August lessons make things very easy to kind of pick and choose what will work for you to start things up. But if we do go and click on September week 1, it's a guide, and it will help guide you through what to do for that week's lesson. And it should be about 45 to 60 minutes of material that aligns with your typical school year. And so it has everything there for you. And then you can just kind of scroll down and work your way through the lesson. Now, for myself, I still like myself to be the main teacher when I'm teaching my students. So I will use the videos for myself for reference, and then I still like to be the one who's doing the teaching. So for example, the Doobie Doobie Doo song, I generally don't play the kids' demos for the students. I will get up and be the demo for the students. I'll learn how to do the dance from those students, but I want my students learning from me. And there's also down here an editable lesson guide and all the supporting resources that you need for your lessons. So again, next week, we're going to get more into detail about how you can customize modules and using the My List feature to do that. Just today, we're really just going to kind of get the tour of the website and get us started. So there's a lot to go through. It will take us that full 4 weeks to get through everything. I do want to highlight in the learning modules really quick, though, that there is also just some general lessons here as well. A favorite of Denise's was this one, the movement fun favorites. So that's a really great one to start with. Has really great movement songs in there. And more of this was just like a compilation of favorite movement songs for you to do in your classroom if you need a little bit more to do one day. Okay, so we'll go back to the Discover page. And next up is the unit section. So the units are going to group the activities and resources by a theme or topic. They're displayed alphabetically on the home page, but again, you can filter things down to help you find what you're looking for. So each unit here is going to show its language, the title of the unit, what category it's in, and who the creator is of that unit. And some units may also, some of the elements of the units may appear in the learning modules, but the full units are here. So you'll get more detail here if you're looking for a specific topic. So let's say I want to filter things down and I want to find some theory units. So I go in here and again, I'm going to filter the language just to English for myself. And then if I scroll down, this is a really great unit, the treble staff. I do this with all my grade 4s and 5s. Usually we get that done before we start our recorder unit. And it goes through step by step with interactives, worksheets, games, and more to begin labeling the staff. So there's a lot there, ton there, so much that you can do with your students, as well as the printable worksheets, which are the PDFs and these interactives here that kind of look like this, and work your way through introducing the musical staff. Another great unit is, I'm just going to go back 2 units here. Another great one is under listening units, and that is the instruments of the orchestra unit. So there are tons and tons of worksheets, videos, demonstrations, games, as well as just musical samples of different instruments of the orchestra. So this is a huge, massive unit right here. Has everything you need. And I actually did a webinar back in March just on this unit if you want to go into more detail with it. So again, we don't have time to show you everything right now. Okay, so if I go back onto the landing page, we're going to go into the games next. So the games are a big hit on MusicplayOnline. And one of our favorites is Coconut Chaos. I think it's the most played game on MusicplayOnline. So the game section has a lot of interactive activities, which are going to test students' concept knowledge, and they need to be played or projected on a device with a screen, or they can be on individual devices as well. So my students, sometimes I'll set up a game area, like on a slideshow, and then I have the students link to the games that I want them to be working on. And from there, they can link right into MusicplayOnline. So when I click on a game, if I scroll down, it gives me the different levels for that game. So we can just, if you were doing the staff lessons, you can start with the lines and the spaces. If you're starting recorder with your students, you can just do B, A, and G. And each of the games will also show you instructions and how to play. So those instructions are here. And then if I click start, let's just take a look at this game because it's a lot of fun. I'll turn up my volume here a little bit. And then how the game works is the students need to label the note before it gets across the staff, or else the coconut's gonna fall and hit the monkey on the head. We've got G, and it'll throw a banana at the coconut, and then I'll just let you see here what happens if it goes right to the end. And oh no, so it got the monkey there. Okay, so again, all those games can be changed by level. Another great game and a favorite game is Four Corners. So if I scroll down here and find, and there's a variety of Four Corners now. So there's Four Corners instruments of the orchestra, Four Corners rhythm, and solfege. So if we go into the rhythm one and you scroll down, you can actually pick which rhythms you want your students to review. So let's say we go to this one here, and then it'll show you here what those rhythms are. So how this game works is you set 4 corners in your classroom, and the students need to move into a corner, and then a rhythm plays. They echo back that rhythm, and if they are in the corner that the rhythm is found, they go back and they sit down. Now, how I play it as well is if corner is empty and it gets chosen, then everybody who's sitting down is back in the game. So let's just do a quick look at this. Students will scatter to their corners. And that's going to show some rhythms. And then I hit play, and it's going to play the rhythm. Okay, and then I choose the corner. So we could hear that that was corner number 3. So then all of the students in corner number 3 will go and sit down. But let's say the next round, an empty corner gets picked, then I let everybody back in the game. There's also a fun one just to play right at the end of class, and whichever corner is out first, they can go and line up. Okay, so take a look through the game section because there's a lot there and lots of fun things. My students' favorites are Four Corners, Coconut Chaos, and Rhythm Racing. Oh, and we really like Note Toss too. That one has been a lot of fun as well. So next we can go into the listening kits here on the side. So the listening kits were actually a compilation of 5 books that Denise put together to supplement the Musicplay textbook. And so they are grouped by grade level. And then at the bottom here, there's the listening extras. So what you can find in the extras is some Somi stories. These are really cute for introducing different solfa notes if you just want to supplement with that. And I do believe that they are often in the learning modules. And so if I click into listening kit 1 here, I'm just going to switch to English again. And you can see here there are a variety of listening examples, starting just with sounds first. And then we have all the Carnival of the Animals. There's all the Peter of the Wolf. And then it keeps going. And what this does is this really helps reinforce a lot of the elements of music for the students, like fast and slow, loud and quiet. And it follows along with the learning modules and with the program. When you do click on one of these, so let's say we click on Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. If I scroll down, it's going to give me a whole bunch of options. So this one has a listening map. It also has a plate routine. It has a play along. It has a demo with finger lights. So there's more within each one to give you a lot of options to try with your students. And then there's the supporting resources as well. Again, click that view all because you might miss something. And there's some listening log worksheets. Now, if you go into the higher grade level listening kits, so let's say we go into grade 3 and we click on Viennese musical clock, there is a listening log option that you can do as a whole class together, as well as all the activities and a cup song and a sevens demo. And then also there is the listening log printable. So you could do this after you've experienced many of those active listening activities. You could have the students do a worksheet as an assessment after.
Hey, Stacy, it's Lisa here, just giving you a 5 minutes heads up. You've got a few questions here today too.
Okay, I will fly through the next sections for you here really quick. Thank you. Okay, so next we go into the instruments. So in here, you can filter for which instruments you're wanting to focus on. So if I go into recorder, now within this one, there's more sub filters as well. So we can filter it down further by what level your students are at. So my grade 4s, they do half of Recorder Kit 1, and then grade 5s do the other half of Recorder Kit 1. And then my grade 6s, I do some of Recorder Kit 2. So it increases in difficulty as you go. And then I can filter to just see just the Recorder Kit 1 resource. And when I click on this, it takes me then, it's kind of like the songs that we did earlier. It takes me into all the activities that I can do with that specific song and all the different options you have. So there's this video here, which is more note highlights. And then there's a play along. There's also an introduction video to be, and then all of the supporting resources and printables that go along with that. Okay, so again, we have a variety of instruments. There's ukulele, there is body percussion, boom whackers, bucket drumming, guitar, recorder, ukulele, unpitched, orf. I highly recommend you check out the orf section. Sometimes I think people forget about this, and there's a lot of really good material in there as well. And then we also have boom whacker in French too. Then along the side here, we have rhythm practice. So what's great about the rhythm practice is, again, you can filter it to match what you're wanting to teach. So if I want to go into ta, TT, rest, and tied taws. So we do tied taws before we introduce the half note to help reinforce that concept with the students. So there's flashcards that you can download and print. There's assessments, there's interactive games, and then there's echo rhythm videos, a whole variety, 4 beats, 8 beats. There's poison rhythm videos here. How you play poison rhythm is it's going to show you a rhythm pattern. So I'll just click into it here.
Poison rhythm. How to play. Echo every pattern that you hear except for the poison pattern. The poison pattern is...
I have the students clap it back. T, 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 T,
1, 2, ready, go.
That's not the poison pattern, so I can echo that one back. Is the poison pattern. Oh no. So what I do is if any of my students do clap back on the echo, I get the point. If nobody claps it back, the class gets a point. So I just make it a competitive game against myself. And there's the oops version or the scary version. Musicplay had to make 2 versions because the scary version was just too scary. So test it out with your students if they can handle the scary version. There's also animated play-alongs here that use body percussion and rhythm instrument choices. And then there's assessments here as well. So you can do a reading assessment. It has printable resources for you to help you track. And then listen, clap, and say. There's also rhythmic dictation assessment as well. So that is available for a whole variety of rhythms. So all your practice and assessment needs for those concepts are very easy to find. The solfa practice section is very similar to this. I do love also this prepare Somi section, which is really great for your kindergarten and grade 1 students. So again, it's set up by tone set, and I can click do, re, mi. It's going to give me all the songs too that are related to that I can use to teach that concept. And then flashcards again, there's this melody hunt game that you can also use. And then we have echo singing patterns in a variety of keys. So whether you use fixed do or movable do, you can make it work. And then poison melody again here, and hand signs. And then there is some assessment again at the bottom here that you can use. Okay, I've almost got us through the basics here. Vocal warm-ups. So actually Lisa had a big part in this, the one moderating today. So Lisa is a fantastic choral director. So there are some videos here with Bobo. Bobo is kind of a Musicplay mascot. I kind of brought a few really cute ones. So Bobo is meant to help teach our students how to echo. So Bobo is going to sing it first, and then we echo it back to start students finding the melodic direction in songs. So bo, 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 and then the students would sing it back. And it's also meant to help them get that mouth shape for singing. And so there's a whole bunch of Bobo videos here that you can use with your younger students that are filtered into there. Sorry, I'm just gonna go back in there. And then this is where Lisa had a really great part in, is different vocal warm-ups. So if you're looking for a specific vowel or a specific thing that you want your students to be working on in your choirs or in your classes, there's a whole variety of things here for you to use. And then there's also activities to expand your vocal range and do vocal explorations, because if the more students are exploring with their voices at a young age, the better their singing voices are going to be. And then I think there's a whole vocally section as well. If I go in there, yes, so there's a whole vocally section of just exploring your voice. And oh, these shape cards are also great for the students to follow along with their voices, and they're printable as well too, so you could print them out. Okay, we're gonna go back to the landing page, and I'm gonna very quickly show you the Toolbox. Toolbox is great because it's so versatile and you can use it with so many different songs. So I can sort this by icons like this. So here I can display as a list, or I can display as icons. And for this one, I like seeing it more as the icons. So some of my favorite tools in here, I'm just gonna again filter the language to English. This custom word generator is a great tool. You can create your own, or you can choose a theme. So if I choose a theme of words, let's say I want to do, we were doing bees earlier, so we can pick up to 5 words. So I could do ant, bee, caterpillar, and fly, and spider. And then I click start, and then I can have the students help me create a new pattern using that theme. And then I can fix it up like that. And then, or you can create your own as well. So if you have, I know we've done a lot of pizza themes. So let's say you want to do pepperoni, you can type that word in, pepperoni, and that would be a ticka-ticka rhythm. And then it will add that into it so that you can make your own. Another great one in the Toolbox, and again, I could probably do a whole session just on the Toolbox. You can filter this down. So if we want to do just virtual instruments, you can see here there's a virtual recorder. There's also the recorder glockenspiel play along. So if you do have a student that has any physical difficulties with playing the recorder, these could be some options for them. I always find with those students, I like to have them first, give them some options, and then have them pick which option they like the best. But this is a great option and a great accessibility tool for us. And then there's also virtual Orff instruments, interactive piano, and an interactive boomwhackers. Compose is another great tool in the Toolbox. So there is a rhythm composition tool. And again, here you can pick what level of rhythms you're working on. So let's say we're picking level 6. I can put in those rhythms. I know I'm going very fast today. And then it will play for me what I just wrote. And I can actually change what instrument I want it to play. And then I can also share it. So now when students create something, if you click this thing here, this little arrow here where it says new, it's going to copy the link. And then if you have like a Google form that you've had ready to go in your Google Classroom, the students can go back and give you that link. Or if technology is not as easy for many of us, including myself. I actually did this. I printed out the worksheet to match with that. So when you click view all, it's going to show you all the levels, and it gives you a staff option and then the hearts option for the students to make their composition. So there's the rhythm composition tool. The melody composition tool is very similar. It has the levels are here on the melody composition tool. And so if I go into level 4, it's going to narrow it down, what notes are there. And then again, too, if the students want to share that with you, they can click here. Okay, 2 more parts to go through really fast. So there is the documents section. So in here, there's a lot in here. So use the filters to help narrow it down, but this is essentially every PDF document that's on Musicplay Online. So it's a little difficult to sometimes find what you're looking for in here. Of course, if you're ever having troubles, I will tell you in a moment where you can go to get some extra help. And then the bottom here on our left-hand menu is lesson planning. So I'm going to go into detail in this one next week, but take a look through and get an idea of some of the documents that are here, because there's the scope and sequence is a really good one to go through. There's also curriculum correlations here as well for many of the provinces of Canada, as well as the national standards and many US states as well. Okay, so before we go into questions, I had our support team give me their kind of top tips with Musicplay. So one of the tips that they mentioned was the alternate video source. So if I go back into number concentration, if for whatever reason a video is not working for you, so let's say I go into the notation video. If the video is not working for you and an error message shows up, go over to here and change the video source to alternate. Okay, and it will give you a different option. And I've had this happen to me once while I was teaching, and it was because my school board was doing something on the back end with our wireless internet and everything, and it blocked me for a little while. But when I switched to the alternate source, that worked out for me. Okay, another tip that our support team wanted us to go through with you today is downloading an accompaniment track. So if you are doing a performance of any of the songs on Musicplay, you can download an accompaniment track to use. And I always recommend do not rely on the Wi-Fi when you're doing a performance. We get that support request every year that the Wi-Fi wasn't working for me in my concert. Please, please, please hardwire all your audio for concerts. So if you click here on the accompaniment track, and then click this arrow here, it will download the accompaniment track, or you can go here and click these 3 dots and select download. Okay, so that will give you all those accompaniment tracks for all the songs. And in our last session of the Musicplay mentorship, we're going to go through all the performance pieces and options for that to help get you ready for your concerts. A new feature on Musicplay is video looping. So again, if I'm playing a game and I just don't want to have to go back to my computer all the time to replay the music, if I click down here now to loop video, it's going to play to the end and then it'll automatically repeat for me. So that's a new recent feature that we're very excited about. And then
we can't see that. We can't see that on your screen, can we?
You can't see that one?
I don't know. Can anybody else? I can't see underneath where you just clicked.
Oh, maybe it just blocked the bottom. It's right at the very bottom. It's going to say enable loop.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, if you have any troubles, let me know. And then if you need to change the speed of a video, there's this gear icon here. You click on that and you can change the speed. You can make it slower or you can make it faster, which is fun for certain songs to be able to change that tempo, where if your class is having troubles playing along with a bucket drumming piece, you can slow it down. All right, and then the last tip that Spencer gave me is he wanted me to tell you about how to zoom in and zoom out. So this is in the notes as well. So for a Mac, you want to hit Command and then plus, and I'm just going to go out of here, and then it will zoom me in closer, or Command minus, and it will make everything a little bit smaller for me. and help you see everything a little bit better. Because sometimes when it switches to those icons, sometimes people get a little bit lost along the way. Okay, so let's go back into our presentation here and let's just talk a little bit about support. So if you are having troubles, there is website support. There is a website for help, musicplay.ca, where there's a lot of articles and videos to help you. And then our support team is amazing. We've got 4 fantastic people there ready to answer your questions. So you can email them at support@musicplay.ca. I know many people are part of our Facebook group as well and ask for questions on there. Sometimes those questions get lost. So please, please, please send us through email. That's the best way to get what you need. Then if you're looking for pedagogical support, please feel free to fire me off an email. I'm here to help you and make things easier for you. And that's part of my job here at MusicplayOnline. So please ask me for help. All right. So I know we have questions and I know we went a little over time.
Yes, Stacy, we have, I think about 10 questions here.
Okay. I'm going to stay on this one. And then if I need to go back on the website, I'll go back on the website.
You bet. So your first question is, what grade is good for Plansies Clapsies?
I would do it with grade 3 and up. Grade 3, 4, 5, all enjoy that game.
Okay, next question. Is there a link to the slide deck that you had mentioned?
I believe it's going to be available as a download on the workshop site. So when you signed up for the workshop, there should be a link to the PDF handout where you can download that and then keep this for reference because there's a lot of really good notes on here of where to find other videos and extra help.
Okay, are there printable worksheets and activities included?
With just MusicplayOnline in general?
I'm not sure what this actually referred to now, Stacy.
Okay, no, that's okay, but all the worksheets, all the downloadable worksheets, PDFs, that's all included. So you just need to click on that, download it, and print it.
Well, thank you. Are there pre-written assessments and can you search for them by topic?
Yes, there are some assessment tools. I will show you really quick where to find those. So I'm going to go back onto MusicPlay here. If I go onto the landing page and go into grade 1, in these supporting resources here, there is assessment tools here. So this grade 1 assessment tracking chart, it's going to give you a variety of assessment ideas. And then you keep scrolling down, it's going to give you some sample checklists and rubrics as well that you can use and song suggestions that you can use. So what I like to do is I like to take these assessment checklists, I put them at the top of my grade book, and then I just do checks along the way to keep track of what I've gone through with the students. And then, so I don't print one out for each individual student, and then I just kind of go down my list. So yes, take a look at those. Again, I did give an assessment webinar back in April as well. So check that one out because it goes much more in detail into this as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. Are there established sub-plans as opposed to creating them from my list?
There is. So there is some substitute teacher plans in the lesson planning section here. So here is where you can find some of the substitute teachers. There's back in COVID, I actually made a no-touch sub-activities booklet that I would just give to the subs when they would come in, because back then you had to book subs all the time. And then there's some sub-tub worksheets here as well. And then also I want to go through next week in the lesson planning how to make those my lists, and even just copying and pasting a module is a really quick way to make sub-plans. So we can go a little bit more into detail with that as well next week.
Super. Now there's a question. I'm not totally sure what this referred to. It says, what about printables that aren't specific to a song?
Printables, oh, like in the document section, I wonder.
Okay.
So those are also all included with your subscription. So all of these printables here, you can download and use in your classroom.
Oh, super. And the next question is, where do we find replays of past webinars?
So go on to the workshop site. So workshops@musicplay.ca or workshops.musicplay.ca. And there's tons of webinars. We do them every probably 2 to 3 Wednesdays out of each month. And what's great about the webinars is it's other teachers coming in and teaching you how to do things. So sometimes you learn how to do things in a different way that maybe you haven't thought about. So I do recommend joining our workshop site, and you'll get the notifications of what's coming up for our webinars. And then you can just go on there too and just register and watch any of the webinars for free.
Okay, now this comment just mentioned that they're a little bit nervous sharing songs with students for copyright reasons. To what extent can you share? She says that my school doesn't use any platform like Google Classroom, so it would be sending in an email link. And is that copyright okay? I would love to send songs that we are practicing for concerts.
Yes, so you could make a My List with songs to practice and then send that off in an email, and that's totally fine.
Okay. And then there was a request to repeat how you play the poison game.
Oh, okay. So you can do it with the videos, or sometimes I just do it with a flashcard too. Like I'll just bring out a flashcard and I'll be like, okay, this is the poison pattern. So let's say the flashcard said ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. We'll just go back to that basic rhythm. And then I clap a rhythm for them. Then they echo that back. And then if I play the poison rhythm and they echo it back, I get the point. If nobody echoes it back, they get the point. So you could do that just with a flashcard, or you could do it with the videos in the rhythm practice section.
Okay, thank you. Where is the assessment parts for the rhythm practice?
Okay, so if we go back into rhythm practice, we select whichever rhythm we're wanting to do the assessment on. And there's actually some rubrics up here too. But if I scroll all the way down to the bottom here, there's a lot there. So for example, here's the dictation assessments. It's going to play a video with the rhythms that the students are supposed to write down, but then it also includes the worksheet for them to write out what those rhythms are. So it's going to tell you exactly what rhythms are going to be on the video for yourself. And then here, they would listen to those rhythms and then do the notation. So you would give this to the students. Okay, so that's one example of one of the rhythm assessments on here. I think I missed, there's dictation. Oh, this one just has dictation. So some of them don't have all of it. Some of them have, oh, here's the reading assessments. So for this one, you could just have the students come up and it's going to click through a whole bunch of rhythms and just have them clap it for you really quick, and you can get through a whole class really fast. Okay, so yes, those are all scroll right down to the bottom.
Okay, thank you. Where did you download the songs for accompanying students for concerts again?
Okay, so if we pick out a song, let's go, how about we do Winter Lights? This one I did with my choir last year by John Jacobson. And if I need to download that accompaniment track, I can do it in 2 ways. So first here, it's under audio tracks, it's going to give you 2 options, vocal track or accompaniment track. So I need to make sure I click on accompaniment track. Then I can download it like this by clicking on the arrow and it'll download. Or I can go to the 3 dots here and click download, and it will also download for me.
Okay, thank you. And our last question, is there an area of Musicplay's website that has a list of performance pieces / recommended concert songs?
So a good place to find that. So I'm just going to go back to the landing page. You can jump into some of these collections. So if you want to find more specific choral music, you can click on choral, and then it's going to narrow that down for you further. You can pick special days, multicultural, fall, winter season. So if I click on here, so now it's going to give me a variety of songs that I could use for programs with my students for concerts, and you can kind of narrow it down like that. So here, I'll just show you that again. Go into here and then jump into collections. So you do choral, as well as pop movie Broadway would also have good options, and musicals and reviews.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Stacy. I don't think I missed any questions here. There's just so much information here.
Yes,
And
I feel like I went through that really fast, so.
right. Well, I mean, next week, everybody, make sure you join in again because Stacy's going to be back with planning tools and resources on Musicplay Online. So there's still a whole lot more to come.
All right, and again, thank you so much for your time, and I hope this makes things easier for you. And please feel free to send me an email if you need anything.
All right. Have a